Hi, and welcome to Ignite Your Sales Funnel Day 2, where we're going to talk about nurturing today. We're going to talk about what tools you need for nurturing, what sequencing of creative to use, and what data points you have to track if you're going to make this work. We've been able to grow with Prospector because we contact the right person with the right message, using the right medium at the right time. There's multiple mediums you can use to nurture your audience. To start off with, you have email, you have ads, you have retargeting, you have social, you have remarketing campaigns with affiliates, you've got phone, you've got direct mail, etc., etc. What we find to work best at Prospector is a combination of, for B2B, an email campaign, connecting those individuals to the email, also on LinkedIn, and then following up with a retargeted ads program. We use Retargeter, we use AdRoll, very easy to use, simple in concept. Essentially, if they get a message from Prospector or from Prospector's clients, we're going to follow up with relevant advertising as they search the web. The same goes with LinkedIn. As you know from the LinkedIn tutorial I gave, we can connect with the companies that we're emailing. And we like to do all three of these things simultaneously so that we get in front of the market in the most scalable, but with multi-touch points for each prospect. They feel as if we're engaging them one-to-one. When that happens, yes, we use account-based marketing. Yes, we target 4 decision makers within every account because we are not sure which one's making the decision and no one can tell you they are. Titles are not clear, but we can tell based on their intent. And as soon as we have whether or not they went to this page, they clicked on this email, they responded to this message, we know that's the person we need to hone in on. And at that point, the multi-touch sequence is what gains credibility for your firm, shows that you're relevant, shows that you have copy, and shows that you're interested in engaging with them. Something that we've found is key to nurturing is contacting the right person with the right message, with the right medium, at the right time. I said it twice now. Very important. We target people based on the intent of what they've done previously. So we know their intent is to look at so-and-so lead generation opportunity on this page. We know they're looking at our testimonial page, for instance. They're interested in credibility. Okay, well, we're going to follow up with a video series or an ad series or a LinkedIn contact at the next day with an email that's going to say, hey, this is what we've done as far for this client, which is in your industry, or this is somebody similar to what you've done, and we're going to show credibility to how we've accomplished for them. This has to be done with software. It cannot be done with, you can oversee the aggregate stats, but you have to have an automated platform that will do that for you in a timely manner. As soon as their intent is to know about credibility for your company, if you're not in front of them the next day, how are we going to engage them and continue to nurture them? So the tools I'm going to show you today are nurturing tools that we've used. The content strategy is one, which I'll go through in a second. And then lastly, you're going to get an action guide below this video that I'd love for you to download and work through because it'll help you with your nurturing process. If you'd ever like to talk about your email nurturing activities, your ad nurturing activities, the software you plan on buying, or negotiating tactics to buy that software at the lowest price, feel free to call us. We'd love to chat with you and give you some insight. And then lastly, we have the team to run it if you'd like, if you don't want to do it. Our cost is $15 an hour, essentially, for a person to do all of this. But I'm not going to get salesy. That's not what this is about. So let me show you the tools we've used, and let me then take you through the nurturing sequences we have, and then don't forget to download the guide underneath this video. It'll help greatly. So first off, we used Acton for years and years. They're the less expensive marketing automation platform. They are obviously competitive to Marketo, Pardot, HubSpot, etc. But what these guys are great at with B2B is tracking web page visits and then attaching an automated response according to that. So if someone visits your testimonial page, you can have copy that gets automatically delivered a day later to that person who visited your testimonial page. That's personalized to them, their company, and also giving more credible insight into who you are, ultimately engaging them and asking for them to come back and speak to you or to attend a webinar, etc. Acton's a very useful tool. I would consider it lower cost, not as expensive as Marketo, which is next. They're a little bit older UI, and it's hard to do without a consultant to work with you on, but Marketo has the most power in the market of marketing automation software. They're the most powerful, they have the most different use cases, the most customers. They're useful to any business under the sun. They're more expensive, and they're a little bit harder to adopt, but once you have adopted it, it's going to be very useful to you. Similar process in the sense that if we have an intent of a subscriber, we can then follow up according to what their intent was with relevant copy. Lastly, Pardot, marketing automation, but it's connected to Salesforce. It's useful if you have Salesforce CRM. Acton and Marketo both have integrations to Salesforce. Pardot's been known to have the deepest engagement with Salesforce, and it works very well if you're working with a CRM and for system, marketing automation system. You really can't go wrong with any three of these. If you want to talk about how to negotiate with them, what your specific use case is, feel free to call us and we'll give you some insight into which one we'd suggest. We've used them all at one point or another, and we have members of our team who have used many of these different systems. Okay, so now the creative process. I'm going to walk you through it with no visuals at this point. It's going to be in the guide. We're going to have visuals for you. But I want to just give you, so feel free to open that guide right now and walk through with me. We're going to give you visuals of our 9-step email nurturing course, essentially. You've already got the LinkedIn nurturing. We'll go into retargeting in the next video. But for now, it's the 9-step email nurturing process we use. We started with 3 messages. They are cold messages: an intro, a follow-up, and a checking in message. These are simply to test the temperature of the market you're reaching. How many people do we have opening? How many people do we have going to site? How many are seeing the copy and engaging with it? Once we have that insight, we can pivot. We can go to new databases, which is another video topic we're going to discuss next time. Or we can send them down a cold track, which is essentially storytelling, but very short and sweet, getting to the point. Are they interested in what you have to offer? If you are, would you like more information? 3 messages over 2 months. Done. If they didn't respond to the 6 messages, we remove them. We won't contact them again because we just don't want to have our database get stale, nor do we want to affect our reputation or our customers' email sending reputation. However, if someone clicks or opens or goes to a page on the site, we're going to know exactly where they went, what they opened, and when they did it. We're going to send them to the warm sequence, which is an educational sequence. It talks about what the customer has done, how the customer that we have can present their story to the audience, what educating they need to do to establish that they're the thought leader in their place of business, and we deliver that over 3 months. That 3-step program can extend to 6 or 7 messages depending on the nurturing needed for the market. But again, the key is the right message at the right time with the right medium to get the response from your audience. We use nurturing techniques to educate, and we try to be soft in our selling with the warm process. This keeps us in front of the person, so when the timing is right, they respond. Essentially, nurturing is all about touching a person with the right message at the right time. This can be done with marketing automation. That's it for nurturing today. I'll have video software recommendations for you tomorrow for data, and I'll also have recommendations for retargeting tomorrow, along with tools for managing Gmail, managing your company, CRM recommendations, and reporting system recommendations that can help you pull this whole marketing sales-fueled activity together into one place. For now, please download the guide at the bottom of this email, and thank you for listening.